Hi, today we're here at the home of Nichole Braun. She's from Newport Adult Learning Center. We're going to hear about her story and what they do there at the Learning Center today on People of Northern Kentucky. Hi, Nichole. Welcome to People of Northern Kentucky.
Well, welcome to my home.
Thanks. So I know you from Leadership Northern Kentucky, and I love the work that you do down in Newport with the Adult Learning Center. But before we talk about that, let's get a little bit of your background, like where you're from and your family and how you got into education.
That sounds good. Well, it's kind of interesting. So I was born in Minnesota, moved to California, then West Virginia, then back to California,
Oh, wow.
and then to Arkansas, and then Frankfort, Kentucky, and that's when I finally made my move to Kentucky.
All right. Been around.
I have, and most people say, were you an Army brat or something? And the answer is no. My parents just had some really interesting career opportunities and weren't afraid to go for it.
Okay.
For example, like in California, my mom worked with the Native Americans. My mom was a nurse practitioner.
Oh.
In West Virginia, she had a year stint working with coal miners in the mountains in West Virginia. My dad, his PhD is in political science, and when we were in Arkansas, he worked under what was then Governor Clinton.
Oh, okay.
And did some work with Hillary Clinton on healthcare initiatives in Arkansas at that time. So they always had these interesting opportunities, and so we were always kind of bouncing around. Kind of an interesting story though about my mom is that she'd been a nurse practitioner for quite a while before we moved to Kentucky, and when we moved to Kentucky, at that time, nurse practitioners didn't have prescriptive rights.
Oh.
So she'd see a patient, and she'd know they'd have like strep throat, right? And she'd have to go tell a doctor that they had strep throat so that they could write them a prescription, which she'd been doing for years and years, which you can imagine was frustrating.
Yes, yes.
So she set on a campaign with many others to have that law changed, and was next to the governor when that law was changed.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way I grew up, with parents that didn't take no for an answer. And if they saw problems, they did everything they could to go about and change those problems.
Oh, well, that explains why you are the way you are.
I think
now.
it does come naturally.
So now you've been in education for many years. How did you choose that path?
Well, I'd say two reasons.
Okay.
One, my family always valued education. Like I said, both my parents have graduate degrees. All four of my grandparents went to college, and get this, even my great-grandparents went to college.
Oh, that's unusual for that age.
Very unusual, especially for my great-grandmother specifically to have been a college student. So education was in our blood. But I hated school.
Oh, yeah?
I hated school. And I think it was partially because between kindergarten and 12th grade, I went to 10 different schools from all the moving.
Yeah.
So I was always the new kid. And what we didn't know is that I had a learning disability. And it wasn't really until I was about a junior in high school that I was diagnosed with being dyslexic. And I just kind of thought, I'm the one stupid one in a family full of smart people.
Oh.
But once I figured that out and learned some additional strategies, I went on to obviously finish high school and finish college, but it wasn't easy for me. So that then takes us why I was going to be a teacher. I wanted to help change that for other students.
Yeah.
When students come in and they hate school, they hate the experience, I wanted it to come away and be positive and fun and enjoyable, and not as torturous as crying over long division, which I remember doing as a child.
Yeah. Well, I think back in that day, it wasn't diagnosed as much. I had a brother that had dyslexia that wasn't diagnosed until the 12th grade. So that's about what happened to you.
It really was, and it wasn't even the school district. It was actually my big sister, who was 7 years older, that read something, and then I read something, and then I personally went to the guidance counselor and said, can I get tested?
Wow, so you diagnosed yourself essentially.
The family did help.
Yeah.
So now I know as a teacher different strategies. Because sometimes when someone really loves education and things come so easy, they don't understand the struggle.
Yeah.
And a lot of my students struggle.
Yeah. So, what are some of the jobs you've had in education?
So I started out as a Montessori school teacher for a short bit. I moved into kindergarten and loved it until I became a mom. And it was really hard to leave my baby to go nurture other people's babies. And I also got tired of nurturing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And this job came up, teaching GED or adult education, and I really knew nothing about it, but I was like, it's adults. Sign me up.
Yeah.
And it was what God meant for me to do. I mean, I've done that for the last 19 years, and I have just been so pleased working in that field.
So tell me more of what you do there at the Adult Learning Center.
I started out just as, I don't want to say just, but I started out in the classroom teaching classes, and now I am the director for Campbell County at Newport Adult Learning Center. And basically what it is we provide free educational services for any adult in the Kentucky area that's interested in coming to our program. The vast majority of it are people who come in to earn their GED. For whatever reason, they may not have been able to finish high school, and this is their opportunity to finish. For other people, they may be interested in going to the military and want to take that ASVAB test, and they want to brush up so they can do well.
Okay.
And then I think kind of the best kept secret is what we do as far as college prep. We might have somebody who went straight from high school into the work world, and now they're deciding they want to go to college. The problem is they haven't done maybe math for a while,
Yes.
forget some things, and when they go to college, they're going to put them in some remedial classes, some 090, 095 classes. The problem is those classes cost money, and you get no credit for them. So we invite people to come to take classes with us for free, brush up on all those skills to save them money.
So they come to you to learn it, then they take the test?
Yes, they can come back and retake it. Like if they didn't score well the first time, they can come back with us, brush up, and go retake that placement exam, and hopefully avoid those classes that they didn't need to go. Or let's say they know they're 3-4 months away from the start of college, and they can brush up with us so that when they go, they really feel confident. And it can save people money, and it makes them feel better when they start and just really feel prepared to learn.
Okay. Well, what's one of the favorite things you like about your job there?
I think watching people succeed and meet the goals that they set for themselves. I remember one time I worked with this one young man, and he was probably 6'2", and life had really beaten him down. So even though he was 6'2", he always kind of looked at the ground, wouldn't look you in the eye, and had pretty low skills. And when he left with 2 certifications, one a youth build certification for construction, and also with his diploma, and seeing him walk tall. When I have those moments, it's just awesome.
That is great. So you said you have Youth Build?
Youth Build is through Northern Kentucky Community Action Center, and it is a program where at-risk youth do 2 things. They work on high school diploma, and they work on, or GED, and they work on construction skills, half a day at each. So they come up with 2 certifications, and it's a really nice collaboration between our 2 programs.
Yeah, it does. That sounds like it. Oh. Well, so you also do other things out in the community.
I do.
So tell me a little bit about what you do besides helping young people get their GEDs.
Well, I mean, we were talking about Northern Kentucky Community Action Center. I am on the board there, and that's something that I am very excited about and believe in strongly. My husband and I do a lot of work with our church. We go to Crossroads Church. I've been going there for 17 years and lead up a few different projects and initiatives. Our favorite right now is we're part of what's called Real Marriage, and we build into other people's marriages and a marriage class, and that's always a lot of fun. We're very lucky. We prioritize fun in our marriage and in our lives with our kids, for sure.
talk about the kids now. I know you
Well-
have 2 boys, right?
Well, we have a blended family, so we have kind of Brady Bunch. I brought the 2 boys, and he brought the 3 girls with their hair olive
wow.
gold.
Oh, there you go.
And also now have 4 grandchildren,
Wow.
newest being just 7 weeks old.
Oh,
And so, you know what, I'm just blessed to have, they're all different, every single one of them, and it's just really neat to have, you know, all that family around and the excitement of seeing them over for like 4th of July, you know, out
Yeah.
swimming in the pool, or Christmas I had to learn with this big family, you know, how many gifts you really have to buy and wrap on Christmas.
oh goodness, yes.
But it's been really fun.
Well, I know you said you prioritize fun
Yes.
with your family and with your husband. And I know I happen to see that y'all do a bucket list every year.
We do. Every January, a lot of people do like New Year's resolutions, which are not a lot of fun. But one of the things that Mark and I do is we make a bucket list of fun activities we want to do that year. It's so easy to get caught up in work and housework and all the jobs that we have in life and just get busy and not have a lot of fun. So what we do is we come up with, maybe, depends, 10, 12 items that we want to make sure that we do that year. They've been everything from taking a cooking class together, taking dance classes, having friends over for a euchre night. We've gone hot air ballooning and kayaking, hiking a new trail that we've never hiked before, wine tastings, doesn't matter. We just want to make sure that we're always laughing, always learning something new, and doing it together.
That's cool. So some big things, some smaller things.
Right.
And you put it on the bucket list, and I know that I've seen it on Facebook. You even check it off as you do it. So-
Absolutely. Accountability is the key,
That's
whether
right.
it's work or fun.
So what is you've been in Northern Kentucky for how long now?
I have been in Northern Kentucky since 1994.
Okay. So what's some of your favorite things about Northern Kentucky?
Well, I mean, since I've lived in so many different states, and I have committed to this state, I really love Northern Kentucky. I love that I have the small town feel. I love the fact that I have a garden that I can go work in and plant my vegetables, and yet be downtown in no time seeing a show or a concert. I love that I feel safe here. This is a really great place to have raised kids. I feel like they've gotten a good education. I feel like the community is extremely supportive, and that's huge.
Well, what's some of the things that you like to do here as a family?
We like to eat.
Oh, me too. I do too, Nichole.
You know, I think one of the things we really like to do is to check out restaurants that aren't as much the chains, you know, ones that are individual owners, and we like to do that. We like to, oh gosh, we have so much fun. Whether it's going on hikes, you know, go hiking up just even in Devou Park, you know, we might have
yeah.
like, we have an hour, let's go check out
So,
there.
so close. Yeah.
Grilling out, going to the pool at Five Seasons, walking the riverfront. We just walked last night. We went out to dinner and walked over the bridge, and just were enjoying the evening.
Oh, well, nice. Well, so tell me, if someone's interested in finding more about the Adult Learning Center, either in helping or maybe they need the services, what's the best way to get in touch with them?
Well, we definitely would like people on either end as far as volunteering or as far as coming to classes there. And again, everything we do there is free of charge to the community. They can go to our website, that's myged.org, or you can just give me a call at the Learning Center at 859-292-3056.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Nichole. I appreciate your interview today, finding out more about you personally.
Well, I'm glad you came over.
Thank you for joining us today. Every Thursday at 10 a.m., get to know your neighbor by catching a new edition of People of Northern Kentucky.